Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Israeli strikes have hit Beirut's southern suburbs after its military issued an evacuation order in the area. It comes ahead of a meeting with Israel's security cabinet to discuss a 60-day ceasefire deal with Hezbollah in Lebanon. According to reports, the deal would see Israeli troops gradually withdraw from Lebanon, while Hezbollah would move away from the Israeli border. Any ceasefire in Lebanon would not directly affect Israel's war in Gaza, which began after Hamas launched its attacks on the 7th of October last year and has seen more than 44,000 people killed. Protesters demanding the release of former Prime Minister Imran Khan have begun to arrive at the heart of Pakistan's barricaded capital, Islamabad. They're being tear-gassed by armed forces as they close in on the city centre's red zone that houses key government buildings. The march is in response to a final protest call made by Khan to his supporters, where he also called on them to remain in the capital until the government addressed their demands. Mr. Khan is serving a 3-year jail term for corruption, a charge he denies. China has called Donald Trump's threat to hit the country with huge tariffs irresponsible and warns that no one will win a trade war.
The U.S. policy on trade with China, with other countries as well, will have impact. And that is really an important element that we have to consider.
The president-elect said that immediately after his inauguration on the 20th of January, he will sign an executive order imposing a 25% tariff on all goods coming from Mexico and Canada. He also said an additional 10% tariff will be levied on China until the government there blocks smuggling of the synthetic opioid fentanyl from the country. If Mr. Trump follows through with the threats, it will mark a major escalation in tensions with America's 3 biggest trading partners. 3 people have been found alive a day after a tourist boat capsized in the Red Sea, Egypt's local governor says, while 4 bodies have also been recovered. 2 of those still missing are British. Finland has confirmed one of their nationals is unaccounted for, while authorities say 4 Egyptians are also missing. The boat, with 44 people on board, including 13 crew, sent a distress signal at 5:30 a.m., according to the governor of the Red Sea province. French prosecutors have demanded a 20-year jail sentence for Dominique Pellicot, who was accused of drugging his former wife, Giselle, for a decade and inviting 50 men recruited online to rape her. Supporters cheered as Giselle Pellicot arrived for the continuation of the trial. Details of the case have triggered protest rallies in support of Giselle and spurred soul-searching, including a debate on whether it's time to update France's rape laws. 20 years, the maximum sentence for rape under French law, is both a lot and too little given the gravity of the acts that were committed and repeated. That said the prosecutor. Verdicts and sentences are expected next month. Indonesian rescuers have been searching for missing people days after torrential rain hit North Sumatra province, causing flash flooding and landslides which killed 15 people. 11 people were killed in landslides in Karo and Padang Lawas districts, and another 4 died in flash floods in Deli Serdang district. The search for survivors resumed after poor weather and low light forced rescuers and military to halt operations. Landslides are frequent in Indonesia, especially in the rainy season. And Namibia's longtime governing party is hoping the country will be electing its first female head of state this week. Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah is the flag bearer for SWAPO, which has led the country since independence from apartheid South Africa in 1990. However, her party, totally dominant for 3 decades, has seen a large drop in its support in the last general election. It goes into tomorrow's vote amid an unemployment rate of 19%, almost the same as it was 30 years ago. Panduleni Itula of the Independent Patriots for Change is one of 14 male candidates vying with her for the presidency. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.